Hi, I'm Sean Parchman. I'm the Director of Service Delivery at ISOS Technology, and with me is Rodney West. He's a senior Atlassian consultant, works with JSM on a weekly and monthly basis. Today, we're going to talk about successful integration with your teams in Jira Service Management. So one of the things that we see often is our clients have many systems across their organization that house really key important pieces of information. That might be ServiceNow, it might be Smartsheets, it might be all kinds of things, but they want to see it centralized. They want to start actioning on it in a central place. Jira has some great integrations that you can install that will actually pull information from other systems and aggregate it and put it into a Jira Service Management.
And kind of a secondary thing that we see is clients who are already using a service desk, but it's not meeting their needs, or they're evaluating a few different ones, right? And when I say not meeting their needs, they either may not see the features they want, or they may not be as intuitive as they would like. That's kind of another primary driver with them going to Jira. There's a related piece to that, in that there's a lot of organizations already using like Jira software or Jira Core for their regular project management. So they're already aware of how it works, and they're already comfortable with how it works. And even though they may have Jira incorporated linking into one of these other service management solutions, they've decided, you know what, I want to actually use the Jira features I'm used to in the service management space as well. And so that's kind of ends up being that all-in-one bundle there. And so the features, since they're already comfortable with the Jira features, they get the features the way they want them. So that's kind of one of the things we see. They already have another system that does not have what they're looking for, or they're already using Jira and they're comfortable using Jira, and they want to go ahead and take that next step and kind of put a service desk in front for intake.
That's a great point. There's a lot of teams that are very familiar with Jira and it's easy to use. The licensing is generally a little cheaper than some of the other platforms out there. And since there's already a familiarity there, much easier to onboard people and get them to use the product.
Going back to what Sean was talking about a minute ago about the third party integrations, there are a lot of connectors. You go to the Atlassian marketplace, you'll find connectors to a lot of the larger third party apps, and even quite a few of the smaller ones. Like you need to integrate with Salesforce. There's a Salesforce connector. You need to integrate with Smartsheets. There's a Smartsheets connector. So it really provides that intake mechanism, and it'll help make the Jira Service Management portal kind of a hub for all of those, right? So you can feed information from your Salesforce tickets into your request, right? So on the back end, the agent, they go in and they're able to see through your integrations that, oh, this is some information on the customer who raised this that may not have been there when the person raised the request. It actually takes the burden off of the customer. If you need to funnel information out to Smartsheets for, you've got some special reporting that's going off Smartsheets based on what people are tossing in fields, right? You've got integration that way. It really has a robust set of third-party apps that different vendors have seen value in actually adding to the Atlassian marketplace, so that it provides that seamless integration. If you're the agent working inside of the portal, you don't care what the backing system is. You just work on the request. Then somebody else who's consuming something from that third party system, or maybe there's a secondary hop, right? They go out to Salesforce, then Salesforce goes into another system. You don't have to worry about that from the agent side. You don't have to worry about that from whoever's on the Salesforce side, because you kind of try to make those things more transparent with these connectors.
Yeah, Rodney's example of Salesforce was great. Salesforce is a gigantic system, right? It can be used for all kinds of things, deals and CRM and everything else. And you can be very selective in these third-party integrations and only take in certain things that you care about, right? There's a lot going on. Be selective. And as he also said, you don't care if, or the people that are servicing their requests don't care. They just need to service it, need to know who to get back to solve their problem. So they can be coming in from multiple different areas, either through the intake portal or through a third party integration, and it just makes everything efficient.
I think one of the important ones here, and not to harp too much on the third-party integrations, but it provides a more frictionless integration of tools. The whole point of a tool is to get a job done, right? It's not to go, hey, I use tool X. It's to get your job done. That's basically what people who use them care about. So whenever you're able to provide kind of a seamless integration, between JSM and these other tools that are out there, the person working inside of JSM, they're able to do their job without worrying about, hey, I picked up a screwdriver and I needed a hammer. That's taken out of what they need to know, right? They just know I'm working on this request, and I don't have to worry about who gets informed out here. And did my information make it in the right system? Did I have to email somebody and tell them, okay, I need for you to add a row into a smart sheet, or I need for you to update some customer data inside of Salesforce, or update a case? It just happens behind the scenes. So it takes a lot of that friction off. It makes your agents' lives easier. It makes sure the right information makes it to the right people who need to action on it properly. And I think that's one of the biggest success items that you actually, from using JSM, is making it to where the right people are working on the right things and have the right information at the right times.
I completely agree. Efficiency is the main driver here. You can do more with less. You can do even more with fewer people on the inside of the service desk. It makes their life efficient. They get all the information they need, and they can service your clients much quicker and easier. The feedback, the reporting, the important things get to bubble up to the top, priorities and everything else. All that, it makes it very easy for people to understand what the top priority is and what needs to get out the door the quickest.
Thank you for joining Sean and me today while we talked about successfully integrating your teams with Jira Service Management. If you would like more information, visit isostech.com, or go ahead and directly contact us, and we'll get more information to get you started on your journey.